Backstagers!
Avast.
Arr! Right, so this is a Backstage video for you Backstagers, but I'm making a little exception this time. We're going to let this go out to the entire viewing public of Beast of War for a few hours, and then it's going to come back in exclusively to Backstage. Because this is not your regular kind of unboxing. This is kind of a Backstage unboxing. This is looking at something before we've even had the chance to look at it.
Well, that's it. It's literally just in the door.
It's literally just in the door. Cellophane still on it. Normally, whenever we unbox something, as you well know, we have built versions. We have all the stuff looked at. Still get some stuff wrong, but mostly we just get it awesome. But we wanted to put this out, and for you guys that are watching it, aren't Backstagers, you get a kind of a feel for the kind of Backstage content that we do, which is behind the scenes stuff. Yep. So Andy, this has arrived. I get Warren's prerogative, opening the box. Woohoo! So, I've been looking forward to actually seeing this. I've spent a long time wondering why the blazes did they make it, but the more I saw it, the more I've wanted it.
Well, I mean, we had another version of Man of War in.
Careful.
I'm interested to see what's different, if anything.
Let's see. The box is tight. That's a good sign.
That's always good.
That's always a good sign. Smell that box.
A fresh plastic smell.
Oh, smell that. Do you know what?
Actually, it does smell.
It does have that. Do you remember the first time you opened Hero Quest? You could live in that smell. Right. So. Let's get a look and see what we've got. So we've got a bag of dice. Let's chuck that onto there. Do we see? Oh, I'll get rid of all these other dice.
And one red dice for some reason.
So we have a bunch of white dice and one red die. Now that red die looks ominous, but well, that's how red dice go. Let's get a look at some of the sprues then. Do we see? Big monster sprues. Like big monster sprues. This has obviously been done in China.
Yeah, what are those? Is that the islands?
That looks like the islands sprues. So here we have an island. Believe it or not, they actually have skulls on them.
Well, according to the fluff, it's in some sort of nether world. In other words, somewhere you can put skulls on islands.
Yeah, it's in Warhammer, so it's got to have skulls. Speaking of skulls, here we have
a skull.
Skull, and here we have some skulls. We just have skulls everywhere.
It would be interesting if we actually worked out the skull to spike ratio.
Yes. So this looks to be the island and the little kind of measuring doofer. Now I'm not using proper terminology because I haven't a clue what any of this stuff is.
A ruler, maybe.
Yes, a measuring doofer that's used for measuring your ships. And it starts at 1
that's
and
the one
goes
you can use to zigzag them, isn't it?
Yeah, you can zigzag your ships around. Other than that, it's got some wrecks and stuff on it. Unfortunately, none of it is of any use for 28mm. So there's absolutely nothing on that sprue, as far as I can see, that you could use on 28mm. So there we have it. Have a look at that. Andy will show you these things in more detail when he does the full and proper unboxing. So we move that across. Next up, we have what looks to be the ship bases. Now, the nice thing about the ship bases, Andy, is they actually have the sea textures and whatnot in on them. So you're not going to have to, they didn't come on standard like black Warhammer bases that you would have to sit and texture yourself.
A bit of dry brushing, paint it blue, dry brush it white, job done.
Yeah. I would obviously give the sea a bit of a kind of, a texture of some sort. Let me try and get this on the close cam. There we go. And hold that up. So if you give it a gloss finish to give it a bit of a shiny texture, that might be quite nice. So let me see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bases. Next, we're into the ship sprues. So there we have some sails.
So let's have a look and see if we can get some sails under there. Okay.
So here we have the sails. Nice detail, actually. Really nice detail on these sails. Like, one of my concern was, I thought whenever I saw the artwork of and the photographs of this stuff coming in from Games Day, is that there was a whole heap of freehanding on this, but there's not. All of the actual patterns, let me try and bring that down so as you can see it. We'll get zoomed in there.
It's a bit like those standards that you would get in the unit boxes and stuff.
Yeah, that are, see, if I go like that, you can actually see.
Embossed.
Yeah, the detail is actually on the sails, and that's good. the more detail it's on it, the easier they are to paint.
Yeah, it's no freehand. You just gotta paint whatever's on it.
So you just apply a little bit of color carefully to that, some Gryphone sepia washes, and these sails are going to look stonkingly good. Stonkingly good.
Dip them.
Gryphone sepia. You could mix 50% Gryphone sepia with 50% Devlan mud, and you'll be there, because that's exactly how we did our pirate ship. So, sails, nice, very nice. Into the ships themselves, then you get 3 sprues with the ships. Let's see what we've got here. So we have this galleon type jobby here.
That's the one with the hammer in front of it. That's the flagship of the sort of Empire Allies side.
And do you know what? The detail in these is absolutely gorgeous. This is sweet, sweet stuff. It's actually got me wondering, is all of this actually produced in China? Because I know a lot of the big sprues are normally sent to China. So a lot of the terrain pieces and things like that there are actually injection molded out there, packaged up and then slow boated back in. However, this stuff you do have to start to wonder, because a lot of it is absolutely gorgeous and easily of as high a quality as you've come to expect of anything that Workshop have produced themselves. I love this guy here. Let's see if we can get zoomed in on him. He's like an old man of the sea.
That's some sort of sea giant, is it?
Yeah, yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. So, next up, this is the sprue that I've been looking forward to seeing, because this has the Necron octopus. There we go. I think that is just absolutely awesome. And I think, well, the box set's too expensive for you to try and convert that into some kind of Necron beastie. But, you know, if you were loaded with money and you had more of these, or you found some sprues somewhere, you could definitely do something cool with those, you know, monster robotic arms. So some more nice stuff in there. I think we have what looks like, is that a goblin ship there, perhaps? And there we have what must be the foundation, possibly for an undead ship of some sort.
It's possibly the undead. Oh, that's the flying ghost ship.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
So, moving on, we have the final sprue. There you go. There's your dwarf steamboat. Let's see if we can get that in shot. There we go. Just look at the details on that. Stonkingly good. Now, scale-wise, if you're comparing it with the likes of Uncharted Seas and whatnot, I don't believe we have any Uncharted Seas here to quickly compare it to, but they look a little bit smaller than some of the Uncharted Seas.
Some of the Uncharted Seas flagships are pretty big. I mean, they're a good the size of a chariot base.
You know, if you used it for Uncharted Seas, I don't see you having any problem, because it's you know, I'm sure there's Uncharted Seas stuff that's, you know, of a similar size to this.
Well, yeah,
as
I mean, I think there's dwarf factions and all that sort of stuff in Uncharted Seas, as far as I know. But Ben will be able to tell us whether that's
Ben
that's
should be able to tell us on that. There's a dragon on this one as well, just there. We'll get zoomed in and focused on that. There you go. So, speaking of Uncharted Seas, the obvious other thing in the box that everybody's been talking about here in the studio anyway,
is that piece of white cardboard,
is the battle mat. This is the thing I've been waiting to unbox. So let's get that open. Oh, very nice. Actually, that is very, very nice. Some little Chinese silk printing house has been working hard on this. Let you get a look at that. Okay, and it is very much non-crease. There's some creases in it, but nothing that an iron wouldn't take out. Now, let's try and zoom in here, because even the little details on this, you know, they seem to have, I don't know if this is silk printing or screen printing or what they've used for this, but there's tiny, tiny details even in the print itself. Let's see if we can move it along there to see. So you get this kind of feeling that there's lots and lots of sunken ships. So whereas I thought
monsters,
monsters, yeah. Yeah. There's the skeletons of monsters and things. This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, that's really nice. They've got a kind of like a sea texture. But no, they've went way beyond just a sea texture.
Yeah.
There is this shadows and silhouettes of sunken ships, monsters, and like monster skeletons and things like that.
It's divided into 6-inch sections here at the edge as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's really sweetly done. It is really, really sweetly done. 5 foot by 3.5 foot, I gather. So that's your sarong. If you're David Beckham, you see, I think that would make a perfect sarong. I think that'd be rather fetching. You know, if we'd have went to Games Day, we should have wore a Dreadfleet sarong. You know, if you're cold, you could use it as a nice scarf or something like that. There, a nice bit of fetching headgear. You know, there's always room for something like that. What else have we got in the box? We have bags to put things in. So there you go, a little box of bags that you can throw all your stuff in. And then we have cards. We have what's called the submerged cards, and we have these orders cards. Yeah, Andy, I will leave you to try and open these bad boys. So let me show you some of the orders cards. So there you have them at the back. Some really nice pieces of artwork on them as well. So that gives you an idea of the back. And then the front, they have full speed ahead, hard to port, hard to starboard, fire as she bears, repair, full speed ahead. So they're all in there. Nice quality card stock again.
Yeah, the card stock's actually quite good on these little cards as well. That submerged card is actually a marker, I believe, that says submerged. So that'll be for your Nautilus and your probably your big octopus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the other side of it has set ablaze, so that's what makes me think they're
markers. Have wound cards. So let me just get them in there. You can see the wound cards, and then on the other side, you know, you have options 1 to 4, flesh wounds, serious wound, horrific wound, and mortal wound. So,
yep, there's some more of them here.
We have then damage cards. So you've got a whole little deck of damage cards. Let me just show you those. So there you go, damage cards, and then on the other sides of that, you can see double crew. Let me just lift that up. Double crew, try and keep my hands out of the way, keel. So this is obviously showing, you know, where the damage is falling on the actual ships themselves.
Okay, and here we've got fate cards. That'll be your random events then, which you love so much.
Yep,
your narrative type events.
You love narrative events, and apparently it's a very, very narrative game. Yeah, well, this is not a
pinch one out of here. The fate card says boarding ship ready. So what does that say? Boarding ship ready. Put this card in a warship cog status area. A warship with this card that successfully deploys a cog may transfer this card to it. So there you go. You must have some sort. Oh yeah, you can means you can put crew onto one of your cogs and things.
Yeah. So. Next up, we have the book itself. Now, as I was saying, this is a kind of like a series of 12 scenarios. It's a very narrative-driven game from what we've heard. But let's get a look at the book. Okay, so there's the book. Nice shiny feel to it. Again, you know, it feels high quality, the book. Some lovely bits of artwork in this. You know, this game certainly wasn't rushed out the door. You know, they must have been working on this in secret for a long, long time. Some great pieces of the painted miniatures, and that's the great thing they can do with a box game. Because there's only a finite number of pieces, they can make sure that they are absolutely gorgeous and do some really nice pieces of photography and stuff with them. So all your kind of painting guides and things like that, if you want to get a feel for how you can paint your ships, is all in there. And again, all this stuff that I thought was actually freehand is not. It's actually all on the actual sails themselves. So you got to look at that. If I just scoot across, you can have a look there. And if I just scoot down, you can see there. This particular ship has been my favorite with the elementals.
Yes, the wizard on board that ship.
I think that is rather neat. So looking through the book, you get the basic principles of the game, setting up the game turn, moving your warships, firing broadsides, boarding actions, through to dueling and wound cards. So it's all in there, all the rules, and then you get to some descriptions of Captain Jago Roth of the Heldenhammer. Let me just show you that geezer there. He's the guy from the infamous trailer.
It's not quite the same without the voiceover.
Well, it's not quite. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see if we can do this here. I am Captain Jago Roth. We need to get zoomed in there more for zoom for effect. Yes, that's it. So anyway, you then have all your pirate captains there. Aranesha, the golden magus of the flaming Scimitar. Grimnar's Thunder, they're all in there. Now, where are the missions? Let's see. So, the how to play scenarios, and then you have the scenarios themselves. So, scenarios, you have your bit of scenario text here, and then over here, you have your kind of your board layout where they've got your, I suppose, your deployment zones and things like that there. So, and that is the first of it. It's called Corpse Reef. So, I'm looking forward to getting a game on Corpse Reef, and it goes right the way through to Empty Vessels, A Rock and a Hard Place, The Gauntlet, Warpstone Hunt, and then the final one is called The Maelstrom. And then they have Thirsty for More, A Guide to the Galleon's Graveyard. So, there you have it. Big box game. It's the first one that I've seen now since Space Hulk came out. So, it's not exactly, we weren't exactly anticipating it until the last few months when we started to hear rumors of it. But it's certainly a very nice product, and I think you will be delighted if you pre-ordered yourself one of these.
That's it. Well, it looks great. I'm looking forward to putting it under the camera properly, so we can have a proper look at the sprues and that sort of thing. We'll see exactly what's on those.
Well, Andy, I will leave you to unbox it properly, guys. We will hopefully be getting a couple of game demos of this running at some point. Film some little how to plays, just so as you can see what we actually think of it when we're playing it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a Backstager. And if you're not a Backstager, well, you may just want to consider becoming one.
This is what you're missing.
You miss a lot more than this. Cheers, guys. Stay tuned. And Andy will be back shortly with the official unboxing.
Bye-bye.